Hello, Bro Victor. Bro Victor. Hello, Bro Victor. Can you hear me? Bro Victor, can you hear me? Hello, Bro Victor. Can you hear me? Okay. Uh, Hello, Bro Victor. Can you hear me? Bro Victor, can you hear me? Hello, Bro Victor. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I'm inside the show. That's right. I can hear you.
Okay, I will make you co-host very soon. Yeah. Hello, sir. Please join. The link is on the group. Hello. You took on our serious program now. Going again. Me took on again. It's a past side. We said that. We said it here. I'm going to step up. All right. Good evening, everyone. Um, I believe you can hear me. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to have you here, and I'm grateful for your time, for showing interest, for always being there. And I humbly welcome you to Editors Empower. Um, whether you're a video editor or you are a beginner or intermediate or a professional, whatever level of editing you are actually involved now, that you are doing now, I'm trying to tell you that you are in for something great and you are in for something better and you are going to grow, you are going to upscale, you are going to get upgraded to a higher version. You are going to get the best from this program, and I believe you are prepared for the program. We are still expecting more people. Some people are yet to join. Some are still going to join as we progress. But I welcome those who are here already, and I believe God that you are going to get the best. Just focus, focus on this time. Leave everything that is going to distract you. Leave everything that you are doing now, and focus on what is on ground. And I believe you are going to get the best. It will not be bad if we start with a short prayer and then we go into the business as usual. We are going to just pray and then we kick off. Our Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you because a day like this is going to come. You know that a day like this is going to come, and we are in for greatness and blessing. We are praying that you help us to get the best from this program, and in all things, your name will be glorified. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. In not wasting our time, we are going to go into our panel session. Please, um, questions will be entertained after the speakers have spoken. After the three speakers have spoken, that is when questions are going to be entertained. So you hold your question after they are finished, the three of them are finished, then you can now ask your question. And I would suggest to listen attentively. Because remember, I told you that people who are coming to teach you are people who are into the business already. They're already into the business and they are here to give it the best. So I would suggest you give them your time, you give them your listening ear, and you jot down, and then you prepare your heart to become the best after the program. After the program, you should not remain where you are. You should move to the next level of your career. You should start using your editing skills to become useful to yourself. And your editing skills should not just be idle, dormant. You have learned editing, but you're not making use of it. No. After this program, your editing skills should become active. That is the purpose for this program. And I believe you are going to get the best. So, our first speaker, I'm very, very happy tonight. I'm very, very excited. And I hope you can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, I'm very, very excited tonight. Yeah, so our first speaker tonight is going to be the first person that is going to kick off the pace for the Editors Empower tonight. The first person that is going to be speaking to you tonight is going to be Samuel Augustine. Samuel Augustine is a video editor, a creative, and he is the founder of Single Visuals. In fact, if you I met Bro Samuel I think the first time he came for service here in Abia State, and he is a kind of person who loves excellence, and he's involved in excellence. In fact, he taught me how to become excellent in what I do, and he doesn't believe that anything cannot work. So I'm going to invite Bro Samuel now, Augustine, to take the stage this minute. And he's going to be taking us on structure, how to structure yourself as an editor, how to position your, build a structure, how to build a structure in video editing, what structure is all about. Maybe you have not heard about structure before. Structure is important. Maybe you have just heard about, you have just seen how to edit, cut videos, transition, motion graphics, and all the rest of that. That is good. But when you don't have structure, your editing cannot stand. And I'm happy this evening to introduce Bro Samuel Augustine to the podium. Thank you, sir. Take over the stage now. Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Sorry, Ivan, can you hear me, please? Can you respond if you can hear me, Ozima?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining today's meeting. Of course, it's a unique summit because this is the summit of editors in power. You are bringing editors together, different creatives, with different level of experience, bringing them under one roof to learn, to also to network, because it's an opportunity to network, and so to even like see what others are doing, get to learn from others, because at the end of today, I say expect that there should be a form of networking. I know you already have a WhatsApp group chat for yourselves. Also do well to network with yourself, because that is even how you won't build the power you have as an editor, because you don't edit alone, you edit in a circle. It's a network where we build strength from information. It's a network where we build strength from partnership and also collaboration, that needs such collaboration. So, like I said, the summit is about editors in power, and we'll be looking at, the structure, the editor, of course, you need a structure. You don't just say you're an editor without proper structure, without proper roadmap on the career that you're trying to build for yourself. So if the PowerPoint is ready, can you put up the PowerPoint on the screen so that others can see? I have mine here, but I believe others too might need to see the PowerPoint as I'm also discussing. So we're looking at, the video editor's roadmap. We want to see, understand the process. We want to see, understand each step, as editor, what you need to know, to even know what level you are. Because through this discussion today, right now, you're going to know, okay, at this level, this is where I am as an editor. This is the level which I need to grow. This is the level which I need to actually build myself, even develop more than what I know currently. So that is what we're looking at, that's in this concept. That's the video editor's roadmap, building a structural career in post-production. Because of course, video editing is a post-production angle, probably pre-production, production, and the post-production. So we are done with the recording, we are done with gathering the footages. We want to come to the point of editing, which is the post-production. So we want to look at from mastery of just software to career authority. Not just moving as someone that understands how to use the software, but how do you even hone those skills to something more powerful as a career tool, either career, your purpose-wise, or career monetary-wise. Because some people, they'll tell you they join editing because they want to make money. Some people, they'll tell you they're an editor because they're doing it for fun and all. So by the same time, the kind of structure you define and build for yourself, that is what actually even show, and also that's what sells you. That's what sells you. So today we're dealing with a structural masterclass for scaling your income, and also we're going to talk about positioning. We're also going to look at longevity in the modern post-production industry. So now this structure we're talking about, I look at editors as the bridge between what goes through a camera and what comes on screen. And most time people don't really pay attention to the editor because most time we're always at the background. Of course, we're always at the background editors. Yeah. But only few of us that's still participate in the production phase because we're looking for what we want to edit, want to see what you're shooting and what we want to put out there because we have the desired output we're looking forward to. Now that is where the bridge between the software mastery and the career business acumen comes in because most of us we are still at that middle ground. We are learning the software, we are building the software, either you're using Premiere Pro, CapCut, or the whatever software you're using, or DaVinci Resolve. We have many tools out there. Some people use InShot, some people use Filmora. Depending on the one that gives you the results. I tell people that it's not about the tool. What matters more is the person. Because one day I was on Instagram, I was seeing a video. So when I was done, I just scrolled down to see, some comments and all. I now saw that the guy used CapCut to make the video, and it was really exceptional. And it's just about your person, how you can actually look at something and build out something to life. Even others that have access to using AI to work. It's not just the AI tool. It's about you. How can you harness this AI tool? Because some people you can give them AI, but they cannot still bring out that their output because the AI tool still needs a prompt. So if you don't know how to even use the right prompt or give it the right prompt, you will not see get the result you're looking out for. So can that PowerPoint be put on screen? Uzuma, I need them to be seeing what I'm saying because I'll be describing some things. I have some charts and to show them. Is the PowerPoint on screen?
All right, sir. Actually, I couldn't open it, but you can share your screen. You can share your screen. You're the co-host now.
I'm not using my
You can
system
share screen.
I'm not on Zoom on my system. That's why I'm on Zoom on my phone and you see this on my
Okay, I'm
system.
sending to Bro Victor now. Bro Victor will share it for you.
Okay,
Bro
so
Victor will
that they
share.
can see because there's some chat I need to explain and they need to be seeing on what I'm saying. You always have to join my system with that account. I was thinking the PowerPoint should be on screen by now. Let me see if I can join through my system again. Let me see.
Bro Victor, you have the PowerPoint now. You can help us share. Bro Victor. Bro Victor, you can share now. I think you can share now. Okay, bro. Samuel is having a little network issue. I think he will be right. He's coming back. He just sent a message now. I think the next speaker should pick up um before Bro Sam comes back. When he comes back, he will finish his um his um his teaching because network took him out and he wanted everybody to see his PowerPoint slide, which is very, very important. So the next speaker that I'm going to be calling up now is my mentor, a father and a mentor. In fact, I some of the things that I started developing in character, in work experience, in networking, I learned it from him. And he is a creative media director and he's also a lover of post production, video editing in particular. I want to use this opportunity um, to welcome our father, my father, Daddy John Ishaya, to take over the stage now. He will be taking us on the next section before Rosam comes back. Thank you. Daddy, over to you, sir, if you are there, sir.
Good evening, everyone on the call. I'm happy to have you on this platform, and I desire that what we are going to learn here, we're able to utilize it and make maximum use of the
Okay, Bro Sam is here. Bro Sam, are you there? Bro Sam, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello, Bro Sam, can you hear me?
Is it me?
No, no. Bro Sam, single visuals, can you hear me, sir?
Okay, can you hear me now? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. We can hear you. Thank you.
Hello, is anyone there?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Bro Victor
Okay,
is also ready to share your slide if you are ready for
okay,
that.
okay. Yeah, you go to slide 2. Let's continue from there. That's the
Bro
software
Victor, go
trap.
ahead. Bro Victor, go ahead and share.
Okay, let's go to slide 2. Okay, thank you very much. Sorry for the I had some little internet downtime. Okay, so we're looking at the software trap. This keeps editors underpaid. So we're looking at the software mastery, the middle line between the software mastery and the career and business acumen. That is where you see the arrow. It shows where most editors are currently operating. They're just in between that line. While we're here, we're looking at how to structure yourself, how to put yourself in a well, you know, structured, developed, and advanced manner in which it's not just a skill, it's not just a tool you're using, but also how you can make that a career, both for monetary gain and either you're moving on with your purpose in that line or something. So what's the myth? Better cuts and faster key strokes equal better pay. You want to give a resource that has lots of value because everybody see editors as just to cut and join. They'll tell you editors is just about cutting videos and all. But it's more than cutting videos because how you cut your videos matters. How you even link your videos, how you even use the right transitions, those things are very important. How you even pick the right hooks for your videos. There's some video you just watch, and from the first 4 seconds, you're already bored. You don't want to watch again because how boring the hook is. That's the beginning of the video. They'll just start the video, even from the beginning of the script, everything is just so flawed. So that particular myth needs to be unraveled. Okay. Somebody saying that he's not seeing the screen. If you cannot see the screen that is being shared, can you just give a thumbs up?
Seeing the screen.
I think I saw a chat. Chimezie was saying that he's not seeing the screen.
Um,
Is the screen shared to
He
everyone?
should log in, log out, and log in.
um,
No, he should log out and log in again. Probably
Okay.
it could be his network.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So now the paradigm shift. You cannot scale a career solely by learning under keyboard shortcuts. Becoming a highly paid professional requires mastering communication, market resolutions, and pricing structures. Now, these three concepts are basically what we're looking at today: communication, market positioning, and pricing structures. This is the three core will I say, roadmap to actually structuring video editing as a career. You know, if you really want to like advance, the right way to communicate, communicating is not just talking to someone or talking to your client, even communicating your story through the video you're working on is also communication because by the time you're watching a movie, you can say, okay, this actor is going to go to this place. This is why they're acting this way. Because the person that wrote that script, the person that edited that video already communicated the actor's intention to you through the script, through the editing. You know, even the movements, the
We can't hear him. Your voice is up. You are muted.
I think his network took him out. His network took him out. Yeah, he's coming back. His network took him out. He's coming. He's coming back. His network took him out. I think he's back. Bro, Samuel.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. So I was on paradigm shifts. I don't know why network is terrible today. I don't know what's going on, what's happening, but well, that's the country we find ourselves in. Okay. I was talking about the three roadmap that we're looking at. That's mastering communication, also market positioning, and pricing structures. So let's dive deep into navigating the modern editing landscape, which is the tailwinds. That's slide 3. So now we have the tailwinds and the headwinds. We have the opportunities upwards and also the disruptions downwards. Now, this disruption is not like something that obstructs you from actually getting results, but it's just a way out of doing much more than what you're doing. Now, the tailwinds, we have two tailwinds. We have the first tailwind is the creator economy shift. You know, the budgets are moving from traditional advertising to high retention, serialized social media content on YouTube. Now, this one basically is talking about the fact that the way you normally do your videos, you know, the some archaic way of editing content, you want to do a short form video, the way you work on content before. What is trending right now is far, far different. It has gone further than just what is the basics of just editing, using the right hook, using the right transition, using the right motion graphics, using the right concept to even present your video. How catchy you can even come up with a video. You're given a video of, let me say, 40 seconds to work on. You know that the first 10 seconds must be really, really a deep hook to keep your viewers hooked into watch your video, or even if you're creating a commercial for, let me say, Indomie, commercial for Pepsi, Coca-Cola, your first 10 seconds have to matter a lot. So it's no more the traditional way of advertising, no more traditional way of editing. And this tailwind, number one, is part of the opportunities that we have right now. The same thing with number 2, which is the remote global workforce. The way we are now, we can work from anywhere. The barrier is gone. You can't just say, okay, here you can't do videos. I can be where I am here in Abuja and just call someone in the United States and just give me content to work on. I can be here, I can get a contract to work on, and I submit the gig and I'm good to go. That's because the barrier is off already. So we have global workforce all over the world. You can live anywhere and edit for premium clients globally. So these are opportunities. Now, what are the headwinds? What's the disruptions that look like a disruption, which is not a disruption? That is AI. AI handle rough cuts, transition, and basic assembly. So editors who assemble clips only will be replaced. Now, I was calling someone one day, and the person was like, AI is actually a good tool for editing, and it gives, it's going to give editors a run for their job. And I didn't agree with the person. I also did not argue with the person. Now, the reason why it is because the only reason why AI will take your job is if all you do is just to cut and join. That's when AI will take your job, because of course, there are many tools you can use today to create shorts. You can create a video, let me say 40 minutes, and they ask you to create shorts for either TikTok or Instagram. Just put the video into the tool online and it can cut it into 10 different shorts for you and you upload it online. So if all you know how to do is just to cut and join, then you have a struggle to battle with AI. Now, AI is not a wrong tool. AI make your work faster. AI kind of optimize some things that you have to take hours to do. It makes you kind of even more organized and even do things in a more unique way. So AI rather is not a competitor, but a complement. It complements your work. So knowing how to even edit much more than just cutting and just replacing makes you a great editor. Not just you're coming to cut and this and you're just going, no. Something should be in your video that gives it a human touch. There's some people I've seen their videos online that are like, this video does not really have any human touch in it. You got your script online through CapChatGPT. You took that same script, pour it into a platform online. It brought out a video for you. You just sent it to the client, just like that. There's nothing that shows that a human being touched this video. The clients might be wild and say, okay, yeah, this video is okay and this video is good, but you might find out that the clients will not come next time because what he or she was looking for, you did not add to it. What gives you retainers, that's clients that actually come back more, is how unique your video is. Because if that same clients can go online and ask AI to do anything for them, then why would they come back to you? So your video must actually give something different that shows that a human worked on this video. Not just a random human, but someone that is creative, someone that thinks outside the box. That is what even positions you on a roadmap that shows that, yes, you are doing something different from just a normal editor or just a random editor. So because AI just handle the mechanics, human editors must transition fully into the role of storytellers. We're going to have a session today that focus more on storytelling, and also they'll dive deep on that segment and you understand how to be more of a storyteller, how to even present the concept, present your script, even passing it down to editing it. That is what makes you unique as a different editor. So let's go to the stages of the evolution of an editor. That's page 4. We have 4 different stages. I'm trying to rush the script because it seems I have 10 minutes more, I guess. So I'm trying to rush through. The stages, we have 4 different stages in editing. Can the person go to the next slide, please? The technician is there, the craftsman, the strategist, and the authority. Now, from this different 4, when I will start describing some things, you now start saying, okay, what stage am I at currently? And I do encourage people, don't rush this path. Don't rush this career path when it comes to video editing. Don't rush it. Take your time to go through the process, because what makes you different from me, or what makes different from you, is the time I took, the time I invested in learning, the time I invested in making those mistakes and even doing better and getting up again. Because the fact that you can be better tomorrow means that you got up. Yeah, you made a mistake yesterday, you did a cut that was wrong, you did a content that did not sell, the way the clients wanted, the client had a plan for the metrics she was looking for and you didn't meet up. What makes you stand up tomorrow to become better is because you take the decision that, okay, yes, this one I did today that wasn't better, I can do something much better tomorrow. Now, the first phase is the technician, which is the learning the tools, shortcuts, and the basics, the basic and mechanics of the software, trying to know how to even navigate it, that gives the outcome of usable files. Of course, when you've done the cutting, you know how to use the right shortcuts, edit it out, give out the output. That's what you're looking at for. Now, we are not transitioning to the craftsman. When you hear the word craftsman, someone that creates something, someone that builds something out of something either spoiled or scattered, you craft something out. It's mastering pacing. You've invented a next level now. You don't just do a normal cutting of just trying to know the software or something. You now know how to do pacing. You now know how to even use the right transition. You now know how to even bring in the right video, the right footage. Because sometimes when you're editing clips, even knowing the right video to use at a particular point, if you're creating the content, that also is a skill. Because it's not just every video. Sometimes someone is making the content, and let's say you're making a commercial on, let me say, a program in your church. And let's say the pastor is preaching, saying something so proclamatory, and so he's giving a proclamation rather. And at that point, you're showing people just sitting down, not moving, nothing, not even either gesturing, like either raising their hands, receiving something. Those right bureaus that gives the expression of what the person is saying actually matters a lot. And also, and that's where the emotional storytelling come in. You're trying to express what the person is saying, or the voiceover is saying, or the script is saying. That connects with your viewer. That connects with even the clients that even gave you the contracts. And that also comes down to sound design. There's some videos online you watch, and yes, everyone is trying to make skits now. I mean, all the skit makers, yeah, it's like I don't know if it's a campaign, everybody is now creating skits and all, and you start seeing some skits and their sound design that is just noisy. It's not just sound design, they're just giving noise out there, These are things you need to like do differently. I mean, it's good to go online to watch some things. It's good to go online to see what people are doing, but also those people online can also be like a lesson to you to know, okay, what can I do different? What can I even do much better than what this person is doing? That alone give the higher quality art because you are different from just the person at stage one that is just looking at learning the chords and all the basics. Right now you know how to even do your pacing, the emotional storytelling, even sound design. Sound design is a higher level when it comes to editing. Once you master sound design, once you master engraving the right chords, once you master transitions, it's not just picking CapCut and picking any transition online. There's some transition you see and it's just nothing. Just nothing. There's a video I created one video and I didn't use transition in that video. No, I don't see single transition. Everything was manually done. I was just focused on jump cut, L cut, and just like focus on throughout the video. And it came out so exceptionally well that when the person saw it, I was like, wow. So what makes you different is how crafty, let me use the word crafty, you can be when you're editing. That gives your work the beauty. That gives your work a different look when somebody else sees the video and they'll be like, wow, who's this person? How did the person come up with this? How did the person even position this? That brings us to stage 3, the strategist. You have to understand the client's goal. You have to understand who are you speaking to, who are you creating this content for, who are your target audience, and what is the content ROI. This will determine the kind of business results you're looking out for. Your clients have a plan, have a structure for the content he or she wants to create. And then you, in turn, of course, you're a good editor, you want to begin to argue. Now, you have to be very careful. There's a middle ground that every editor has to know how to manage. That is meeting your client demand and also maintaining your brand, brand quality, your brand structure as well. Now, you also have to understand that your clients have a plan, have a script for what they are looking forward to. And you, in turn, can advise them, but you cannot impose the ideas you have on them if they are settled to work on the content you want to work on it. So understand what their goal is. And if it's something that you can't do or you can't go with, you can tell them, fine, this is the plan I have for your content, and this is the way to actually sell it out more. So if the client is not able to afford that, then that's fine, you can let go. But it shouldn't be that you're now arguing with the client and making the client to want to take your own advice at all costs. No. You must have a clear understanding of what the client wants and come to an agreement with the clients when discussing such. So that level of understanding brings you to the authority level, consultation, directing the narrative, and also systemizing your workflows and commanding premium pricing. Those grades, I'm just rushing through because I will explain this in the other slides. When it comes to consultation, that alone has given me some kind of money because, I mean, sometimes I don't really edit, but when I give some level of consultation, I get my fee for that, telling them the right tool to use, showing them the workflow. It can be just be that you're just supervising the work going on and they just bring you in for just consultation purpose, not even to edit. You can also earn from that as an editor. I'll show you some things you can do, let's say even a week, you didn't get a contract to edit. There are other things you can do to make money in this field of editing, So we're just trying to navigate through the roadmap and see what can I do as an editor? How can I become a better? Okay, so now let's go to the next slide, which is in slide 5. This is where we will look into the two kind of editors that we have. That's in this field. The set of people I call the hobbyists, the way they work, the way they do their things, they are just doing it for hobby sake. And of course, it's not really reflecting in the kind of level of excellence they put into their work. There's also the professional framework. Those are the professionals. Those are that take their work intentionally. I'm looking at them from different aspects, from revisions, deadlines, communication, and pricing. So for the hobbyists, the The hobbyist takes clients' feedback as a personal insult to their art. Some people that they don't know how to communicate. Communication is their problem. And like I said before, don't turn your clients' negotiations to arguments. Let's say the clients maybe cannot really afford to pay for the contract you want to carry out after spelling out everything that you take to make the work done. You can politely refuse. You can politely turn down. Don't turn into a back and forth argument. You can lose your client that way. You can lose that person in a way. Maybe the person knows that, okay, this is what you do. Maybe the client heard somewhere that someone is an editor. The person will not be able to refer you because the person will be like, this person that argue with me, what if he or she start arguing with my colleague or something, or it becomes a problem, because whoever I refer you to, I'm already the image of the person that's referring you. So the person won't want to spoil his or her image. So be careful how you communicate. You can politely communicate. Even you can be so right. And this way you can also communicate politely to the client and say, okay, this is your stance on this, and this is why this should work for this kind of video, this niche that we're trying to work on, either a documentary, a TV commercial, let's say a short form video on TikTok or Instagram or something. There are different ways to communicate how you want the work to go as a better advice to the clients. The professional build structured revisions rounds directly into the contract. Now, why this is very important, I'm going to take time to explain this because some clients can be frustrating. I can tell you for a fact they can be frustrating. Now, your client gave you a project to do, and maybe you guys not have a proper discussion from the beginning. After the contract was done, then let's say after like a week, the client came back and said, okay, I have this correction to do. After like another week again, correction. Like the whole month you're working on one video, correction. Now, if you don't have a structured revision rounds on your contract and say, okay, I'm doing this contract for you, like the way I handle my clients, after two corrections, any extra correction, you're going to pay for it. So per contract, it's only two free corrections. So that means if I do your video for you and I send it back to you, you must have looked at it very well. Am I changing the name? Am I removing a video? Am I adding a video? Just 2 times. After those 2 times, the next time I'm doing it for you, you're going to pay for it. So when you have a good structure as a professional, that will even present you in a professional way to the client. The client will say, okay, wow, this person is actually serious about what she or she is doing. Because imagine all you do, and after like 5 months, the clients come back and say, okay, that video you did for me that time. Well, we want to use it now, but they want to change something. That should not be you. Okay? Have a structure for your revision rounds as a video editor. Then let's come to deadlines. A hobbyist views deadlines, views due date as aspirational guidelines. You will not do the work. You want to wait until, let me say, a day to the deadline. That's when you now start. No. Take time to, if you are going to review, have this, let's say you have a template for how you work on your project. Those things should be lined out early, not waiting for a deadline before you start working on projects. The professional views delivery time as absolute operational commitment. At this time, I need to commit myself to get it done. It's even better. I tell my clients, okay, let me say this is a project I can do within 8 hours. I will tell you 12 hours. Why? I want to be done on time, even deliver early on time. And if there's anything to look into, maybe there's any, even let me say you have issues with internet or with power, you can easily just come up with things to fix up on and all that. So not that you're waiting and you don't even communicate. That's even the next thing in communication. The hobbies will just go silent, will be so reactive about, even speaking wrongly to the client when they ask for their videos and when they ask for their content. You don't do that. A professional will communicate proactively with client before any problem escalates. So if you're having any issues, communicate on time. Tell them, okay, this is what is going on. Maybe you're having delays on what you want to do and all. Communicate properly. That's what sets you different from just a hobbyist. Then a hobbyist relies on guesswork and hopes the client is fair when it comes to pricing. You want to just say, okay, well, I'll charge you 40,000 for this video, and maybe if I can afford this, okay, that's fine. Okay, what can I pay, sir? What can I pay, ma? Once you give that leverage to the client will say to someone that is not serious. They say, okay, well, your 40,000 is too high. I have just 10,000 to pay you. That's when you now start struggling and say, please, ma, let's do it for 20,000. You start bargaining as if you're selling meat. That is so wrong because that doesn't make you a professional. Have a structured data-driven pricing models. You can even look out online and see those that actually do video editing. How do they and give that pricing? You can even look for templates online and just look for how to structure your own. Of course, you're not going to price someone something that you can't deliver, so don't even do that. You can give a client a particular price and he or she now gives the money, if you don't deliver that work, you begin to have legal issues. So anything you're writing on your pricing offer should be what you know you can deliver, and the kind of quality that you can actually do. One other thing that makes you um in a place where you can actually price higher is also environment. Not just environment, also the kind of project you handle, and so the kind of exposure you've had as well. That also can also position you as well. So that's why we need to now look at what makes you different from under editor. That is mapping the niche terrain. Once you look at the different 4 niche in editing. Now there are more and more, but it was broken down into 4 major niche. That's the next slide. That's slide 6. Well, we have just 4 here. I just kind of compressed them into 4 so that with that you can okay, where do I fit in here, and even what do I need to actually even learn or even like do better to actually like grow in my own field. So we see the creator or the YouTube space, those that do content for YouTube, because these are content that they want delivered on time. Like it's always it's more when you go online, you go to remote.co, you go to remote worker, you go to all those remote jobs online, you see that more of what they're looking for is YouTube content creators. It's on high volume, it's on high demand, and the turnaround is very rapid. Like they want it ASAP. It's always an hourly basis because that's a very saturated space right now. The deep focus and audience retention metrics, these are things you need to like look at core, and the A/B testing as well. You want to make sure that your hook is the right way, the soundtrack, everything is on point, because it's not just something that you have to create and maybe long form documentary and or people don't really have to look at more details, but these are like short content that people need to pay high attention to, and they need to like get what they're looking for in that first 15 seconds or 10 seconds. So this is a very high kind of spot on niche right now. That's if you want to go into editing, or maybe you're an editor and you want to look for a place to even push your hand more on. If you're in this space, you're really good to go. But there are also other places too, you're also good to go to. But this one is very high demand right now online. And if you have the right connect, you can actually get more gigs when it comes to YouTube editing and all. So we look at the agency and commercial. Now, these are high budget, heavy collaboration with directors, producers, intense revision cycles, portfolio delivery. Now, if you have clients that are either directors, movie producers, having clients that have bigger organizations and all that, you can actually even like earn from here more. You can actually like even do well. I even advise editors, don't just have a circle of editors. Yes, a circle of editors is good, but also have a circle of producers, have a circle of directors, have a circle of even script writers too. It can also help you as well, because that will also shape the way you even do your projects. Because now, before the work comes to editor, director look at it, the producer look at it. So let me say you have a producer as your friend and you're working on the project. You can show him or her, say, okay, look at this, what do you think about this? He or she can give a second view to it and say, okay, this is what I can actually impute, this is what I can adjust, and you see your work coming out better. Then the corporate space, the highly stable, predictable budgets, requires deep understanding of the corporate messaging and internal communications. Now, this one, let's say you're working for, you're handling a project for, let's say, a big organization, let's say government parastatals, either ministries and all that. It can be on the retainer value, it can be on a one-time project, but these are very highly stable projects, right? And if you have good clients, you're good to go. They're predictable budgets. You don't really have to even do much, but of course you have to understand what they want to do. Once you understand the corporate side of the gig, you know what the clients want, you deliver on time, everything flows well. These are corporate and B2B. Then narrative and documentary. Now this is more of what I do more. Long form storytelling, initial. Now, if you don't one thing about editing, right? You need a good circle. I keep on saying it because that is the strength with which I've built my editing career on, and that is where I am like at right now, and that's where I'm growing on. Have a good circle of editors. Not just people that just yes, of course, there's the beginner phase where you start from. There's a phase where you have to grow, and there's a phase where you have to continue growing. So that is where you have to start getting okay. Who are those that are doing better than I myself? Who are those that are doing something that relates to my niche again? That's also important. Those got people that are just different angles, but also people that's also close to your niche. That way you can also grow. And not just only gathering editors, also gather people also are from different niche as well that you can also help to even structure what you are doing. That can also be a reflection of the kind of excellence that you give as well. So let's go to the next slide quickly. That's the T-shaped model. I want to talk about the T-shaped model now. How many minutes do I have left? It seems I need to fasten up. Okay, the T-shaped model, we have the broad competency, which is the top, the T, the head. The next slide, that's slide 7. I'm trying to explain the T-shaped model. Then the tail, which is your deep niche authority. The specific capability that you need to become famous. Now, the authority parts talk about your high retention editing, which has to do with the contents that are related to either YouTube, content that relates to Instagram or TikTok content creation. They'll look at direct response UGC editing. That's ad for beauty brands and all. Then your sizzle reels for tech startup pitch decks. Now, essential skills every editor must possess to survive. If you want to survive in editing, if you are trying to build up the right editing structure, you must know how to do audio mixing. You must know how to color grade. You must know motion graphics. You must know media management. You must know pacing. If you don't know these 4, this 1, 2, 3, 4, that's audio mixing, color grading, motion graphics, media management, you struggle in this space. Unless if editing is just something you just want to just do one off and just go. But if you want to pursue editing as a career, you must sit down. You must really sit down and say, okay, maybe you can take, let me say, the first 3 days, you go and look at videos that has to do with audio mixing and learn it very well. Like, not just learning, but also practicing it, making mistakes, practicing. Don't use clients' work to practice. I used to tell people, don't do that. If you know you don't know editing, if you know you don't know how to do motion graphics, don't collect contract on motion graphics and go and be struggling clients and going back and forth and looking for people to help you to correct. No. Collect contract that you know you can actually handle. That actually help you to go far. Now, clients hire you for the deep vertical system, but your broad horizontal skills, keep them coming. That's your competency. The vertical line downwards, just shows that, okay, this person knows what he's doing. Of course, you are in the system already, you know how to edit and all. But what keeps you is that competency. That's the horizontal line. That's the audio mixing, the basic color correction, the motion graphics. That also keep them coming back. You did a project for them. There's a client I have that's come back every year. We have a deal to make because sometimes I will forget that I've done work for this client until I get the text. I'm like, okay, I'm to the client, and the client is just in the United States. So once your client is not coming back, there's a problem. Unless maybe the client is no more doing that project, or maybe you did something wrong. You can just take a trial. Let's say you have a client that's not reached back to you in a year. Send them a chat or send them, a hi and say happy new month, happy new year. Just hear from them. I even know what's going on. Sometimes feedback from a client can also tell you, okay, what's going on. And if you don't know how to receive feedbacks, you're going to have a problem dealing with your client because they might not even tell you what's wrong. They might just stop coming because they find that maybe you're not communicating well. They find that maybe you're struggling to even understand what they need. Because understanding your client, like I said, is very important if you are trying to build the right structure when it's video editing, because you're not editing for yourself. Because if I'm just going to edit myself to make money, then of course, what's the point of me learning so much? Because you're editing for different clients of different level or different grades. You need to even show them, okay, you have what it takes. You have what it shows that, okay, what shows that, okay, you actually know what you're editing about. You actually know how to communicate as an editor. You actually know how to even understand what the client is saying, even how to even maintain that client. And that brings us to the next page, which is interpersonal tech stack. We have 3 layers, which is strategic communication. That's the next slide 8. We have 3 layers. We have the top layer, the middle layer, and the base layer. That's slide 8. Now, when it comes to strategic communication, the ability to communicate, the ability to explain yourself, explain why a specific cut works, to explain why the right transition works, to explain why you have to start the video with this hook. That ability alone, takes you to the next level when dealing with your clients. Because as a professional, you don't just execute notes. Maybe you wrote down a script, or maybe a client give you a script. Then you say, okay, that's all I'm going to work with. Then there's no creativity added to your work. There's no touch of a creative touch this script. All you just did was what the client said just do. You just A to Z impute it. Now, there are different. It's not just in every occasion you do this. Now, there are points where what the client wants is what you do exactly. Now, let's say you're working for, like the time we did a project for USAID. Of course, they had a script, they have a structure of how they want the contents to go. They have people come in to record, they have people sending their different motion graphics. We even created some motion graphics for them. We created some other animations for them. They already have how the project should go. So it wasn't as if I was now coming in to now say, okay, no, this one should not come. No, they already have a structure for how it should go. They'll still do what they're looking forward to. So the only thing they're looking forward to was who we edit it, who we understand what to be edited. That was where I came in. So when your clients have the right structure already, don't scatter their structure. Work with what they have and flow with them. That will show that you understand what your client is saying. Please, let's go to the next slide, please. The next slide on the screen. That's slide 8. That's what I'm on right now. So that is strategic communication. That's the top layer. Then the middle layer is empathy. Empathy is about the ability to read the room during a live session. Even during when you're communicating, you're having this conversation, you're getting client feedback. You're trying to understand, okay, what the client is saying that you should do. That alone is a skill, is a hard-earned skill. No, it's not just a soft skill, it's a hard skill. Because sometimes some clients can be difficult to understand. So you actually even be able to understand what the client is saying or asking you to do, that alone is a very strong level of empathy. Also managing your director anxiety. Your director might be anxious about the project they're giving you to do. Just say you rush it up, trying to rush you and trying to make you to deliver on either in a short notice. Knowing how to even communicate why this project has to last longer than this. That alone actually puts you on a different edge. Then the base layer is reliability and organization. If you miss deadlines or lose hard drives, your storytelling ability is irrelevant. The foundation of the client trust is gone. When you're working on projects, always back up your recorded files. That's for those that, let me say you're working on either a movie or a content that was recorded separately from just taking bureaus online. Always back up your project. In fact, I advise editors sometimes work from their hard drives, because sometimes your system might crash. And once it crashes, everything just goes with it. So let the files be on your hard drive and work from your hard drive and make sure that you always have a backup. Always have a backup. So and don't, there's one time I did something, I after recording, instead of copying from a memory card, I cut it out into the system. And when it was cut out into the system, something happened to the video. It was just at a point you're showing green, some point you're showing all blue. So the color was altered. We don't know how, we don't know what happened. So when we went back to the camera, I saw that the video was gone because we cut out the video. So we have to go and reshoot again. Now, if you're dealing with a client that has, I don't know, would I say high temper or not understanding, you're going to have issues. So please always have backup so you don't lose your files, or you don't have issues of either hard drive got issue or something. Always have backup, because without those files, there's no storytelling. Without those files, your client trust is gone, because they see that someone that is not actually prepared already. They see that someone that's not even reliable, and that alone make you to lose your client trust. Okay, can we go to slide 9? Let's go to slide 9. I'm going to rush you slide 9 so we can go to slide 10, because slide 10 is where I'm going towards. I'm going to. So now at slide 9, can you hear me, please? I can't really see the screen moving.
Bro Victor, slide 9.
Okay, I was on slide 8. I finished on slide 8, and slide 8 was not shown to them, but that's okay. So slide 9, the pricing evolution chart. Slide 9. The previous one, no. That you are going forward. Slide 9, the pricing evolution chart. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. So we have 5 steps. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because editors struggle when it comes to this aspect. Because of course some people are just starting. So some people charge hourly rates, and that is, I call it something that punishes your efficiency. Because the faster and the better you get, the less you get paid. Because let's say, of course, it's for entry level, you're just starting. So let's say you start editing, for instance, in January. And January, February, March, you're charging per hour. Of course, as you're going through the months, you're getting better as an editor. But that is also not adding up to what you're receiving, because, if you're charging per project, you earn more. What I will charge you if I'm creating a TV commercial for you is different from what I will charge you if I'm creating a documentary for you. It's different from what I will charge you if I'm creating a, let me say, YouTube shorts for you. It's fine. They have different, there's where I align the pricing. So I don't just charge you per hour, because that alone will just pull down my earning power itself. So, but it's just the entry stage, the entry phase, of course, for those that are editing and all. Now, the next stage is day rates. Some people charge per day. They say I come per 24 hours, this is what I get, but 48 hours, this is what I will get, this is the project I'm working on, this is how I'm going to charge you. Now, this is the industry standard rather. This provides predictable income, but create a hard ceiling on your yearly earning potential. So it's still something that I don't see encourage. What I encourage more is step 3, which is project rate. No, this one rewards your speed, because the way a mother can actually work on a particular project when it comes to a TV commercial, by the time I'm done with it, when you see the project, you know that yeah, this guy actually gave in, the right effort to get the result and the right creativity to get the result done and all. Because I'm not charged that same per hour and I'm doing the documentary per hour with that same amount. Of course not. No, it doesn't really give me a selling power. So you quote a flat fee for the deliverable. Faster workflows directly equal higher profit margins. That's just the beauty of project rates and pricing. Then, of course, the step 4, that's value-based pricing. Now, this one is also good because, of course, we are charging based on the financial impact of the ROI that the video generates for the client business. So now, this one is also good because there's one time I did a commercial for a billboard. Of course, then as I'm making it research, okay, how much would these people charge this billboard company? How much would they gain from this and all? As an editor, you must make research about some things, know about what some of these people charge, whoever they're going to put this video on. Maybe this video will be aired on Channels TV. Like this project we did in 2023, that's for 2 years. It was aired on Channels TV for 1 year, 8 months. I was on a Disney project, most of the projects, yeah. We edited over 20-something videos. So it goes on air every Sunday by 7:30 on Channels TV. That was 2023 and 2024. So, of course, that kind of content, if you are creating it, you don't just say, okay, I will collect 30,000 naira for this video. When they are paying 5 million naira to air on Channels TV and you are going to collect 30,000 naira, you have to be sharp. You have to be market wise when it comes to editing. This is the roadmap. This is the workflow. You don't just editing to just push out and say clients take. At the end of the day, what comes back to you? How do you even build yourself? How do you develop yourself? Because this is a career for you. So you must know the value of the career you are going into. And okay, how do I even charge? How do I even make out of this career? How do I even grow? How do I even network with the right people? Because again, the cycle you have also affects what you're going to receive. That's one thing you must know as an editor. So charging based on the financial impact or ROI the video generates is very important, when it comes to editing. That's the step 4. That's the value-based pricing. Then the step 5, retainer agreement. So this one, I had this one with one of my clients. Of course, we have an agreement for the kind of money I'll be collecting. Like my fee just per year. After this particular project, the next year they're going to do the same project. I'm not charging the same amount. We're going up. So you just have agreements with your clients. Okay, you can have your current monthly revenue for ongoing project that is going on. Let's say the principal is a monthly project. Okay, you can have how much should I be charging for this month, next month, and all. Have a structure for retainer agreement so that your clients know, okay, this is the person that I'm dealing with, and this person that is handling my project, and this person that is even serious about what he or she is doing. He or she knows what he or she is demanding for, and all. You don't just demand randomly. You also understand what you're demanding for, because the value you give will show if you're actually what the amount you're asking for. Because clients also look for that as well. Because if they're asking you to do a contract, definitely just know that they're asking somebody else as well. So know, okay, what's the person doing? How much do they charge? Then when they come back to you and say, okay, they see the value you can give, they will willingly pay for the amount that you're asking for. So also you need to be careful about undercharging yourself. I'll come to that in one of the slides. Let's go to the next one, slide 10. Breaking the time for money trap. Okay. Now, this one is I think this one is strategically important. If you look at the balance you're seeing there, you can see time worked and so perceived value and efficiency. Now, what's the core problem? Editing is incredibly time intensive. If you only sell your hours, you inevitably hit an income ceiling and burnout. You need to make sure that you actually still consider yourself as an editor. Yes, you want to, rush and just do a project and be done, go to the next one, no break, no time for yourself, no rest. You need to be very careful. You still need to look at, okay, which one can I do at this time frame, and how can I deliver so time frame? How can I even get the right results? It's not about rushing to make money. You need to look at the fact that, okay, this particular project will consume more time. Okay, I can really do this one now and finish up late and finish this one the next one. So also have a clear understanding with your client, so you don't just be postponing your client's work, without even getting the result for them. That is not actually good. So now the next one is leverage points. Now leverage point 1, systematize workflow. Build custom assets. I said in the earlier slide about having a structure for editing. creating templates. If you have templates for your editing, it makes your work easier and faster. Like if you are into more of those high demand videos, Instagram Shorts, YouTube, or long or short form videos, of course you've been doing them more. So by now you should have a template for your workflow. So that should be easy for you to, even if you meet a client today and the client reaches out to you and so you want to create a content for YouTube and say, okay, fine, okay, this is how you want to do it. You show him or her a template that you've done before, and you work with it and you get your results quickly. So build a custom asset library. Let it be saved on your gallery, that's your system, file manager, or have a built online drive, either Google Drive, iCloud, anyone that you have access to. Let your things be organized. Your motion graphics templates organized in a folder. And also, an automated file sorting script to also cut your assembly time into half. The time you spend into arranging that. When you have a structure of what you are working on, how to even align your templates, your soundtracks, sound effects, those things, they already organized and arranged. So you already know, okay, this kind of content I'm creating, this is what I need to pick because you have them organized in the folder already. You just pick them and start your project. Then leverage point 2, shift the positioning. Stop pitching yourself as an expense, someone who just cuts video. Start positioning yourself as an investment. Your client should see that someone that when you come into the project, this is what you can deliver. This is what you're adding to the client's value. This is what you're adding to the client's business. What's coming to just edit and be going. You can do a project for a client. The client sees video, happy about the content, and still calls you back because of the kind of video you did, the way you did the video, and how it generated income for the client. So first of all, you need to learn how to understand what your clients want, understand the value your clients need, not just what they are saying, but also you look at, okay, this is the video the person wants to do, this is the work my client does, and this is the kind of value I can give to the client that will bring in revenue that can also add to me as well, being the editor that is doing this. So you also need to consider that because that also gives you leverage, more than other editors that the clients might have spoken to or met before. Now, let's go to the next slide, designing multiple streams of incomes. Yeah. I was talking about the fact that I'm going to show you some ways to make money beyond just only editing. So that's in the next slide. Please go to the next slide 11. Let us see how to make money because I know that's what most people are looking forward to. But beyond that making money, please, let's grow our skill. Your skill is what sells you. It's what gives you access to more money. So, designing multiple streams of income, right? Now, number 1, digital products. You can sell custom loads, Premiere Pro, transition packs, motion graphics, templates, and Notion workflows dashboards. Now, if you, of course, as an editor, I just expect what I say that editor that you're not conversant with Instagram videos and Instagram content that others are creating because you can learn more from others, right? It's not just what you're doing. You can also see what others are doing, right? And so see how to even build yourself, and also see how to grow yourself. Like, I spent some time just scrolling Instagram. If you check my Instagram feed, it's more of editors. My feed, I don't have time for other funny comment. Although I still watch comedy, laugh and all. Just scroll through and just laugh and all. But I spend more time watching, what others are doing, looking at other transition, other effects. I'm like, wow, this is awesome, this is great and all. Those are ways to fan your skills, are way to fan your desire to actually do more, not just remaining where you are and just that you're comfortable and all. So you can create custom templates, and sell online. If you come understand, like I said on Instagram, some people that come online just to sell what they have created, custom loads, they just say, okay, show you that's okay, they create this video, they hit on my link, I'm going to send you a message. Once you send them a message and comment on their video, the message just comes to your Instagram, click there, take you to their website, and you buy their custom list or Premiere Pro transition packs. If you see some sites, Motion Array, Epidemic Sounds, there are some different packs that are there for money that you can't, like even Avatar Elements that you're paying for yearly. People are creating those things, those motion graphics. People are creating them that you're paying for. People are creating them. So you can make money creating this as an editor. Because why an editor if you can't create templates? I mean, you can create templates and sell. Go to this platform, learn how people actually come there to sell, learn how people register as either a creator, and begin to, there are many sites you can sell your packs on. You can even just sit down, take this week and say, okay, let me even see how to create a customized motion graphics that somebody will see and want to buy. Even on CapCut is okay, they don't sell, you just recreate on their template and do. So the same way you can also create templates, create videos that people can also replicate as well and sell. Number 2, like I said, I've done before, is consultation. That's consulting. You can audit post-production workflows for businesses, for brands. They can invite you and say, okay, we're working on this, and we need your input, show us what to do and all, and you are giving consultation fee, you can, like I said, positioning matters a lot. And the way you are, the cycle you are also matters a lot. The cycle you are can really affect your editing, that you just remain where you are, just cut and join. And you can shift to a different cycle that's positioning you the place where you even begin to run on your toes, because this kind of cycle actually demand you to even do much more than what you know. That's where you actually grow faster. Now, for brands, for agencies to improve their internal efficiency and all. Now, there's one time I was referred to, I didn't even know this man from anywhere. He just called me on phone and he was like, am I somebody? I say yes. It's okay. That I saw my name on LinkedIn. He was going through my profile and he saw that, okay, I'm good with broadcast production and vmix. I was like, okay, yeah. Because I even forgot that I even put those things on my LinkedIn, because it didn't know why I opened my LinkedIn. So okay, that he needs my service. That okay, can I come today? I said, well, this on short notice, I can't come today. As a creator, you also need to also have your bargaining power too. So people should just call you at any point and just move you around, because you also have your work they are doing. So I said, okay, I'll come tomorrow. So I went there, we discussed, and I just did some few things and they got results within that short time. And I collected my money and I went home. That was just consultation. So he was like, okay, can I come in full time? I said, no, I can come in as a consultant for you, for your media production. And that was the conversation. That was just how to also make money as a consultant in media. So as a consultant in editing, that's in your field as well, because a video editor, I'm also into broadcast production as well, because one has to eat. So now the third one is micro content retainers. Now you can offer add-on packages to existing clients. You have clients that you're working for. You can create a long video. After looking at a long video, you can create a short content for them and just send to them. These are micro content retainers, right? That I say bring them to you and say, okay, yeah, this is me. This is what I can do more than this. As your client also should also know what you can do, not just the fact that they called you to create a video for their business and that's all. And if you can also do other things when it comes to editing, you can also like make their work look in a way that looks more than what you've done. Please let them know, tell them, because even if they're not doing that at that point, they can have a friend that needs that service, and that alone can be a referral bonus for you, a referral option for you, for them to even like market what you do and to share to that's what you do as well. That takes me to number 4, which is affiliate revenue. Any commission by recommending gears, plugins, and softwares to your clients and audience. I know someone that does this. What he just do is just recommend gears for you to buy and all. And it can also be that, okay, they give you the money to get the gear for them, get the software for them, install for them. You can come to their office as also a consultant, but also you're earning a affiliate revenue through to yourself as well. You get installation done, get them the right gear after purchasing, you get your money, your own commission, and you go. So these 4 that I mentioned, when you actually read it very well and digest it, you see that there are many ways you can make money as an editor, not just remaining just I can edit this. But what other ways? If your client does not reach out to you in 2 months, you're going to spend, you're going to buy, you're going to have bills to pay and all. So other ways can also keep you flowing, keep your income afloat as well, so that you don't just stay without any benefits coming in. Now, wrapping up now, slide 12, which is critical career killers to avoid. This is where I'm going to speak to you as not just editor, but also, let's say, human beings, right? Because sometimes we struggle when it comes to the first one, ego-driven editing. Refusing to execute clients' notes, because they're in your vision. You're trying to say, okay, this is the idea I have about this work. This is how I do things, the other project I worked on, this is what I did, this is how the client appreciated it. You're not talking to your new client like that. The client will run away and leave you. And also, while I'm also saying this, is the fact that some clients also can be frustrating. I've worked for a client before. It's not okay. We didn't even actually do the work. The clients came, having some back and forth and all. I wanted to refer the client to Ozoma. Thank God I didn't refer him to you, because you would have more problems, because the man was very difficult. Very difficult. At the point I had to say, okay, fine, this is what I can offer you, and that's the final. And I didn't respond again to him, because he also wants to have his way, even without even knowing what he wanted to do. So you have to be like even understand, kind of be careful with kind of the way you communicate with clients, so you don't even end up turning to a fight or something. Remember, you're providing a service, not making a personal art on their dime. So you're running a service of video editing. Whatever they're bringing to you is the plan that they have and the money they're willing to pay. So If you don't have a common ground with a particular client, you can go your way and the clients can go their way. It doesn't have to come to where you guys are going to drag. The next one is media management disasters. Poor file structuring resulting in lost footages, unlinked media, or missing client assets. You did not properly saved the work, or maybe after doing the video, your client have not consulted you about if maybe the video is accepted or not. You now want to delete the original project, the original files in your system. Now the client is not asking for a correction. You open your Premiere Pro, all you're seeing is red, red, red. The media is gone. You have to be very careful. Structure your files very well. Arrange them in the right folder. If maybe you want to work on a project and maybe you don't have space on your system, back them up to a drive, either a physical hard drive or online drive. So as a video editor, you need to have both of them to be on the safer side. You can have an online drive, you can pay for Google Drive. I think that's about 2.9 for 100 gig or something per month. Is it 2.9 or so per month? So that's 100 gig space and it's there every month, So you just keep on paying on that, or you can get the physical hard drive, and that's like about 80,000 or so. That's depending on how drive you're getting, either SanDisk or this normal hard drive and all. But be careful about the drive you're buying, because some drives are just fake. When it just falls like this, the drive is gone. So you have to also be careful about the gadgets you're getting, the right gadget, the right tools. Those are actually also put you on an edge as a good editor. Now, over promising. One of my editor friends actually posted something one day, and I spoke with him. I say, don't overpromise to deliver. Instead, you can give the client a level of expectation that, okay, you're going to do this work and you can do it. That's all. But you can go ahead and now work really, really hard to make sure that you beat the client expectation. That is much better than be speaking to the client and you're now promising and giving the clients a very high hope that you can do this, you bring this out this way. Don't even give them, say, okay, this work, I'll finish it in 5 hours, I'm done. And you tell your client that, and them say in 8 hours, 2 days, you're not done. You're having impossible deadlines to meet out, and that's now making you start rushing, and you now begin to have issues with clients and all. That should not happen. The wrong room, spending all your time networking with video editors alone instead of meeting producers, directors. Like I said before, not just have a plan within circle of just editors. Have cycle of the directors, producers, founders. Those can really help you too. I mean, I've gotten a gig from founders before and directors as well, because they can see what you can do. Of course, they say, okay, you can actually work, you can actually handle a part in this my video I'm working on, this is my movie I'm working on. They'll bring you in. That's how you can say yourself as well. So it's not just networking with editors, network with producers, network with directors, network with people that actually are in the room of those decisions. Those are the people that can really bring you in, and so even the right editors too that actually know people that know people, because like I said, the cycle of editing matters a lot. The cycle you have around you matters a lot, because that's actually what will even take you to the next trajectory of your career. Now, 10 habits for a 10-year editor. I'll just rush through this. That's the thought. Last slide. The next slide, please. Habits for the 10-year editor. Well, we see agronomics and health. Now, this is very important because as an editor, your health is important.
Bro, Victor,
You're not just trying to just edit to just make money, right? You're just editing to just like cash out. At the end of the day, like people say, now person their life they eat, now person their life they work. So if at all you're working and you don't have self-care for your body, for yourself as the flesh that's doing the work, you might break down, and at the end of the day, you're spending money in hospital bills and all. So invest in proper chairs. Now, let's say you're starting editing. Of course, you not go and buy a chair when you don't have the right system. So I'm not saying go and buy a chair first and you don't have a good laptop. No, don't do that. That's not wise. So get a good gadget first. Of course, a good laptop that is fast can deliver the project for you. That's very good. A good hard drive. That's very good. The good internet. You have either, if you can afford Starlink, fine. But if you can't afford Starlink, get MTN router or Airtel router, the one that serves you in your area. Then you can now start going to and get either a proper chair that has a good headrest and have a good adjustment system. Then the right table as well. Then your eye care is important. Using light blue glasses that photochromic are so they are kind of healthy for your eyes, so that if you're spending much time on system, just like myself, I can be on system from morning to night. So getting the right glasses for your eyes are important, so that you can protect your eyes from these light rays that always come into your eyes. That's it's not healthy at all. You cannot edit if your back and wrist are destroyed. You need to like take care of your health because your health is important. That's what will even help you to even exit. If you're not healthy, you can't collect contracts. So boundary setting. This is very important. Enforcing strict communication hours. Clients respect professionals who are unavailable at 2 a.m. on Sunday. If your client calls you at 1 a.m. and you pick your call, you're available to work, something's wrong. Now, this is different. Like I said, everything that is going on here right now, we're discussing right.
I think network has taken Samuel out. And he's supposed to be rounding up. Okay, he's back. But
So that it's
Samuel,
not your resting time begins to call you and it begins to like look as if okay, you're not actually even being disciplined about setting boundaries and all. So also
but
device
Samuel,
cultivation, actively nurturing
but
relationship
Samuel,
with a wide range of industry peers, ensuring that you never.
Hello, Akuhi, I'm with you, sir.
not you, sir. Not you.
Okay.
Okay, let's wrap up. Now the second to last slide, which is the editor's engine. This just summarizes what we've discussed so far. That's the next slide. The editor's success engine summarizes the whole work we've just done, what we've just discussed. Phase one, like I said, is build niche authority.
But
Build
Victor,
niche authority. This deeply specializes, in specific format or industry. That's the T-shape industry we talk about. The T-shape talks about your competency and talks about the deep states. What maintains you, what sustains you as a retainer or having a retainer is beyond just your deep niche, which is that you can work fast, you can deliver fast. What gives that competency is your audio mixing, is your color grading skill, motion graphic skill, and so media management. That is what is the phase one. That's being your niche authority. Having, be so solid about what you know how to do. Like I always tell people that if you're starting anything for the first time, let's say you're focusing on just creating content on YouTube, be so good at it, learn it, give your time to it. Don't just start jumping around and say, okay, this guy make documentary today, making money from documentary. Let me run to documentary. Tomorrow you go and please and that one. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you have a niche you started with, focus on it, build on it. If it takes 3 months to build, let it be that it took 3 months to build yourself very well. Then you can start diversifying. Let it be something that defines you. That when I think about you, I say, okay, I have a project on my mind, I have a work to give out to someone. I say, who do I give to? Okay, and that's okay. This guy is good at YouTube videos. Okay, this guy, okay, he's very good at TV commercials. I just know you because this is your niche that you've built a very solid authority at. So, phase two, attracting premium clients. Authority acts as a magnet for clients who care about results over cheap labor. So, once that phase one is gotten well and be well built, that takes to phase two. Premium clients start coming in because they see like this is what you can do, this is what you know how to do best, and that brings them in. You don't even need to blow a trumpet that much because your work already blows a trumpet for you. But three, command value-based pricing. I mean, when the premium clients comes, definitely your pricing increase. Your pricing becomes different. Not just the work you do for 30,000 naira. Starting price of 100k, 150, 200k because I mean your value is now high. Your value is now your money. As an editor, the value you give is the money you have. So phase four, reinvest time and resources. Don't just give and give and give and give and give. Look for how to even learn, produce more. Higher margins buy you free time to upskill yourself, rest, refine the craft, go look at what other people are doing and do better and be good. So let's look at the 30-day action plan, which is the last slide. The last slide. Now, for the next 30 days, if at all you want to like even do more than this and more than what you're doing right now, this is just like if you want to take this as a personal assignment, fine. But I'll be able to watch this. I want to be able to like observe you if you do this, but you can personally follow this. Step 1, audit your pricing. Calculate your true hourly rates on your last 3 projects. Look at how much you charged, last project, and now transition into project rates if you are currently pushing your own efficiency. You see how much you have been charging per hour. Now just briefly switch into charging them per project and see how, just see the metric and see how it's going to change. Just see how it's going to switch. Step 2, define your T-shape. Like I said, write down your broad foundational skills and explicitly choose one deep vertical niche you want to dominate for the next 12 months. I even say 3 months. It can be for 12 months, depending on how long you want to actually like deeply grow into it. Give your time to it, and learn very well. Don't rush. Editing is not about rushing. You don't just want to rush to make money. People that are making money now, they're saying they're cashing out. They give time to learn. They give time to build this skill. So you need to give time also to build your skill, because that's the whole roadmap we're talking about. That's the whole building blueprint and structure that we're talking about. Then the last one, strategic outreach. Reach out to your clients. Let's say 5 ID clients. It might not be the ones you have currently now. Like I won't give someone an example. I say go and look around your area. Let's say there are schools or let's say factory or industries or around your area, and maybe go online. They may not really have a commercial about what they do or something. Create it. Just have some footage about the school, or let's say for instance that is school now. This is secondary school. Create the content. Go and meet the principal or the writer or something. Market yourself. Market what you can do. Tell them what you can do more. Even market the fact that you can even come in as a contract for, let me say they have club and site in their school. They can even create it. There's even something that happened in Asokoro here in Abuja. Because of us, they have to create a separate club for media because of what we did for the school, and we started teaching them editing, photography and all, because of what we sold something to them. We sold quality. They saw what we can do. So wow, this can even be a long term. It cannot just be one term, just content and all. They wanted it to continue as a curriculum in the school. They brought it in. So like now for your ID clients now, you can just do either a demo reel or the short form of what you've done before and push it out to them. That okay, this work you're currently doing, okay, why not do this? Why not look at this video I've done for you? This can actually sell your market more. The person sees it and that become an open door for you. And he or she now start marketing even what you did, even to our friends or his friends and all. That is a stepping stone to what you can be as an editor. So this is a 30-day action plan that you can stretch out and do. And that can actually like take you to the next phase as an editor. So stop selling your time, start selling your impact. So that's the sentence I'm kind of ending out with today. So thank you so much for the long time, hour or so that was spent. And I'll definitely, we've looked at the editor's roadmap. And I know that you might have questions later on, but that'll be after the other 2 speakers have spoken. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate that. As I was speaking to you, I
Thank you.
myself, as me myself, as I was sitting down here, I'm writing, I'm jotting because I'm beginning to hear new things that is already in the industry. I really appreciate your time, Brother Samuel. We are going to move to the next speaker immediately, and this next speaker is coming to touch every aspect of your career. I'm going to bring up Daddy John Ishaya. Daddy John Ishaya is going to come now to speak to us, and he's going to talk to us on how we can manage our gadgets. Some of you are thinking, do we need bigger gadgets to become a good editor? Do we need big laptops? Can we manage what we have to do production? He's going to speak on that, and I believe you are going to get the best. Daddy, you are welcome, sir. Please take the stage now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The next speaker, the speaker that just finished, I learned so much from him too. And I think after this training, I'll, I'll consult him too we are going to talk about how can editors maximize low-end system. Low-end system. Uh, as an editor, your laptop or your computer is your tool. That's your weapon. When you don't have the right computer system for editing, you might just you might not be able to achieve the task. So, and today we are looking at the low end. Some of the when we say a low end system, we are talking about system that do those systems that do not have graphic cards in them. And those of us that will just go to the market, we say we need a system. When you go to the market to buy a system, what is your goal? What are you looking at? Number one, you look at the processor. The processor, the lowest processor you can use for editing is a quad core. That means if you check the processor, it has 8 logical string, and then uh, it's quad core, and also it has a system that has a graphic card. It could be NVIDIA, it could be other graphic cards. These are systems that are produced or they are made for editing. But we also have systems that are commonly used in the offices. And the processor, it could be Core i5, Core i7, but yet the way that processor was made is just to be used in the office. We can also use those ones. Those are the ones we call low-end system. They don't have graphic card, external graphic card on them. Though they have graphic card, their graphic card is not up to 126 or 120 something. It's not much. And some of the systems that can give us what we want, at least the graphic card should not be less than 4 gig. 4 gig. A part of your RAM is different from the graphic card. So those things are very, very important as you want to buy a system for editing. Now, in looking at the low end system, it's possible we can use it for editing, and we only need to do some few things on the system, and then we are there editing videos on low end system computers. A practical guide. Editing video on a low-end computers can feel like trying to run a marathon in flip or flops, but it is absolutely possible. It is absolutely possible. We can do that. We can achieve that if you optimize both your software settings and your workflow. Now, how do you achieve that? By optimizing your software system. Now, optimizing your software system, you have 3 things to consider. Number one, lower playback resolution. Now, in your Premiere Pro, those of us that maybe you have interacted with Premiere Pro window before, you'll notice that the moment you launch or you log in or you launch the Premiere Pro, you see a window view resolution. By the side, you see 1:2 or 1:4 or 1:8. Those parameters or those scales are for your resolution. If you have a low end system, that a system that does not have graphic card in them, if you use 1:2, it will be lagging and it will be dragging as you are editing. You might not, your video might not play smoothly. There may be some lagging, there may be some dragging, delay, and sometimes it might even affect the synchronization between the audio and the video. So in that case, you might put your preview window at 1:8. In that case, in that way, you are optimizing that software to be able to give you what you want. This doesn't affect your final output. When you put your window view on 1:8, that does not affect your final output. It does not reduce your quality, your final quality output. Is your when after you finish editing, when you come to rendering, from there you can set up your parameters. You can set up the way you want the format you want to export it to, and it just reduce the strength on your CPU or graphic card processing unit, or maybe GPU during playback. Now, number two, allocate more RAM. Allocate more RAM. In doing that, go into your software preference and ensure it is allowed to use the maximum amount of available RAM. Close background apps like Chrome's or Spotify, and while editing. There are some softwares that are running at the background, like Chrome and other ones you might notice. Just go in, check them, close all of them, so that your RAM you will have maximum space on your RAM to be able to use by your software. Number three, turn off your high quality playback. This disable any feature that prioritize virtual perfection during playback over performance. Well, this one you are when you optimize your software, you do this few things. It will help you to edit without a challenge, without your system crashing, or maybe without your system hanging, or maybe at the end of the day you discover the system will just hang, and before you know, it crashes because it can't handle the job. Now, we set system that's system you optimize your system. Now you look at the next thing in maximizing your low-end system. Now you can do that by choosing a lightweight softwares. Well, lightweight softwares, we have software that are use free and low resources video editing, like DaVinci Resolve. These are very light system softwares that you can install them in this uh, most of these systems that we use in our offices, and it works. You can also use Premiere Pro, but in Premiere Pro, when you come, you have to you have to do those things I've mentioned earlier. And we have also a CapCut Desktop. You can also use CapCut Desktop on low-end software. When you do that in Premiere Pro, if you must install low-end, uh, you install Premiere Pro on your low-end system. When you come to work in the Premiere window, what you need to do, you need to create proxies. You have to toggle the proxies function, and that proxies function will be able to help you to work perfectly. Now, what we understand by the proxy function in editing. Now, let's look at it. Now, in uh, proxies function, you look at some few uh, things there that will help you. Just hold on. Let me check some few things. Now, in proxy function, when you want to use that function in Adobe Premiere Pro, uh, the proxy function are low resolutions. lightweight copies of your original footage. And it also edits in 720p. Though you might have shoot on 4K, but when you toggle or you enable or you enable the process function, it takes it down. It downgrades your 4K resolution video to 720. And you do all your after you have done that, you can do all your cutting, your trimming, your arrangement, and using these lightweight files, so your computer runs smoothly. When you do that, your computer will run smoothly and you'll be able to do whatever editing you need. Your system might not have. When you are ready to export, the software automatically swap them back to the original high high files videos. If you work in POSIX, that's if you enable the POSIX function window and you work there, it helps your system to work perfectly. When you want to render it, the system will locate on your system will locate those files, the original file, and render it. It renders with the original file, depending on when you want to render. Either you want to render in 1080, or you want to, if because your system is a low end system, you cannot talk about 4K. Maybe the highest you could do, you render on 10K. In that case, it will render smoothly. You won't have issues. And when you do that, your system will render without any challenge. Now we move to the next slide, which is the you also have to optimize your computer. In optimizing your computers, as you are working, since you know that you are dealing with a low end system during your editing, uh, some of us, some are using cracked version of the softwares. You have to maybe as during the work period, you have to disable your system, the network. Sorry, you have to disconnect your network, because that particular software you are using, it has a call home link, which whatever you do, the third party is seeing it. And if you are not careful, you are working, they are seeing what you are doing, and maybe some some happen like that, and their system crash just like that, because the third party is seeing what you're doing, and it's not a paid version. You didn't pay for it, you crack the software. So in that case, number one, just if it is not, if you are working with CapCut, definitely CapCut cannot work without internet. But you are working in Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is a remote software. You can disable the network or disconnect the network, and it works perfectly. So you can disconnect the network and then you work. Then you can close other softwares, like, so that you have enough memory. And well, uh, also to make it more faster, optimizing your computer also is very key. If you are editing, you all your files, as our the last speaker has said, that you have to get a good hard disk. I advise you as an editor, please don't be using hard disks. That's the hard drive. That's the one that is spinning. Use SSD, the solid state drive. It's more faster and it's more promising. It does not crash. It does not crash anyhow. It's very good. And if you are picking anything from there, it's faster than any other hard drive. But if you are using the common and the traditional hard disks, those one can crash at any time, and you cannot So you have to keep your drives clean and updated them for peak performance. So that means you have to update your drives all the time so that your drives will not be having issues. And also you have to check up your media cache all the time and delete some of the things that are there that makes your system so heavy and all that. Once you clean that, you'll be able to use the low end system to edit without any challenge until when God provides for you, you can now buy a better system for your editing. But if you are able to maintain all these few things, you will edit efficiently with a low end system. You can start with it and you might handle jobs and do better work with it. Knowing what you have, you know how you deal with your customers and you know the time you will give them because you know what you are using. So it is possible to achieve good tax with a low end system. So don't worry, don't say, I don't have a big system, I cannot start. You can start now and you'll be able to make it. So, and then during editing, also manage your effects strategically. When you are dealing with effects, the first thing is to edit first. Then the next thing, add the effects. You don't just start collecting the footage and then you cut, then add the effects. You do this, you add the effects. No, edit it, cut, then do all the things you need to do, and then you add the effects. After that, you render. Do all your stretch cut, audio syncing and spacing adjustment before you add a signal adjustment layer or color grading. You do that before you add that so that your system will not you will not load the RAM and you will not load your system or the software. And also render into RAM using your software's render in to out feature, often just hiding the hitting the that's enter key. And if you do that, this pre-rendered heavy section of your timeline, so they play back smoothly. When sometimes when you drop a raw footage on your timeline, you will discover some of the footage it gives you red. It gives you red. Don't just start working with it like that. What you need to do, just hit the enter and render it. Once you render it, you will discover the line will become green, and then you continue working. As you work, sometimes when you work, you cut, it will turn to red. Render it so that it will not be like after you finish and the rendering is accumulating is too much. This one has not rendered, this one has not rendered. When you want to render them at once, it will stretch your system, and if you are not careful, your system will crash. So render them stage by stage. When you do that, the low end system will work for you. You won't have any issue with the low end system until maybe God provides for you. You'll be able to buy a better system. Now, smart exporting setting. Now, if you want to render in segment to avoid crashes and enable hardware accelerator in your export setting. Schedule large export of that's overnight to free up your RAM, your computer RAM or your computer. Use the efficient codecs like H.264 to keep files size manageable without searching or without reducing quality. If it's possible, render it on that's H.26 4. That format is good for you if you are using low quality end system. If you do that, your work will be clean and the quality will not be compromised. And your clients will also appreciate what you have done, not just after he has given you a high quality work and after you finish work, you discover that the work is like client's work and the quality has completely drop, the client will be wondering, what have you done? And you discover the quality, the client will not be happy with the job. And some clients, as our the last speaker said, some clients they might not take it. And so whatever you do, just be watching and then look at what you are doing. You can just do it at first, render it, and check. If it is okay, you go ahead with what you are doing. But if it is nothing is not okay, come back and check the settings and then work with it. If you do that, that your small system that does not have graphic card into it, though it has, but it has an inbuilt graphic card, but it's not much. It's not much to deal with. If you are able to optimize your system and optimize your software combined together, your softwares will run smoothly and your work will be perfect. There will be no issues. Thank you very much for this time. I would like to stop here and maybe entertain some few questions if there are. Thank you.
Thank you, Daddy. We really appreciate. Thank you for that section. It is powerful. I've really learned a lot from that section, and it will help me to solve problems for people who have low end system, who believe that they need to get bigger gadgets before they start editing or starting create content with their gadget. Thank you so much, sir. We are going to move to the next speaker, then we'll entertain questions. And this speaker is coming to shake us tonight, and you can't miss it. And I'm telling you, your life is about to take a new shift. Your career in editing is about to take a new shift. I'm here to welcome uh, a, a mentor and also a friend and also an elder brother. I'm here to welcome Bro Theophilus to take the stage right now. He's going to teach us, diving into editing skills, the kind of skills you need to develop as an editor to be able to attract clients. He's going to take us on that, and I believe you're going to get the best. Thank you, sir, and you may have the stage now, sir. Sir Theophilus.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
We,
Okay.
we can hear you. It's low.
Oh,
Your voice is a little bit down.
okay. I think you can hear me now. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today. I've been following from what the first speaker has said, and even down to what our pastor has mentioned. I just pray that we should just put all of this to practice, and can't wait to see what uh, magic we will create in the near future. Um, Brother Uzoma, please can you put on my slide, please?
Daddy, please, can you make me a call, sir? Daddy John. Daddy John, please make me a co-host.
Um, I don't know if he's hearing you.
Daddy John, I'm not the host. Please, can you
Okay.
make me a co-host for me to share my screen, sir?
Progress. Progress. Progress.
Hello, Daddy John. Can you make me a co-host? Okay. That's your plus. Can you make me a co-host too?
Oh, I can't make it. Okay, yeah, it was now.
Okay. Thank you. I can't see.
Any progress? I'm still waiting.
I'm trying to show it's not going to. I can't see.
I try from my end.
Okay.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can see it now.
Okay. Okay, so welcome to today's session, and I want us to get our pen. I know we already have our pen, so we just continue from where the last speaker stopped. So we'll continue from there. So I'm speaking on the topic how editors can overcome the lack of storytelling. Many a times we have the gadgets, we have the tools, we have the good laptop or the desktop as the case may be, we have the clients, they are ready to pay. They've given you the job, but then one thing is lacking: inspiration. Um, as an editor, you will witness with me that there are times where you have the job, you will just be staring at your laptop, waiting for inspiration to come. And most of the times, it's not even the long videos that will give you that kind of headache. It's those short ones, maybe reel or recap, something very short. Even if it's a 30 seconds video, those are the ones that are very difficult because you're waiting for inspiration, and you just be there waiting for the inspiration. You can even go throughout the night just getting inspiration. And most of the time, it is when you are close to deadline that inspiration will come. So that's what we are talking about today. How editors can overcome the lack of storytelling. Um, they've already introduced me. My name is Theophilus Udube, and I'm the founder of Church Arc. People don't remember your transition; they remember how your video made them feel. Most times, if you watch a video, you won't remember. Most times, you can remember some transition, but what you will remember most of the time is, "Hmm, when I watched this trailer, it gave me something that I can even tell the whole story just by watching the trailer." So that's what we're talking today. Um, what makes a video unforgettable? What makes a video unforgettable? Is it the expensive camera? Is it the crazy transitions? Is it the motion graphics? Is it the color grading? I don't think so. All of these are not what makes a video unforgettable. What makes a video unforgettable is the story. People forgive bad quality, but they rarely forgive boring stories. Um, as editors, you will know that most times, even if you are using old laptop, you can actually come up with something good. Even if you are not using those crazy CapCut transitions, you can still come up with something good. Even if you are not using motion graphics, you are just using PNG files or just normal pictures, JPEG pictures to do your, like some people when they want to do happy birthday posts, happy birthday videos, they'll just take multiple pictures of the person and just put it together. Even with that one, that will now make the video unforgettable. Is it color grading? Even if you use good color grading, people might still forget your video. But what makes the video unforgettable? It is the story. There are some people that will tell a particular story. Let's use the story of Jesus, Sermon on the Mount. There's a way Matthew told the story of Sermon on the Mount, and you could see how cinematic it was. Blessed, blessed are the peacemaker, blessed are the pure in heart, blessed are you, blessed. As you're reading it, you're already picturing how it was on that day when Jesus was telling this story. So it is the story that makes the video unforgettable. You look at, take from the Bible now, Genesis chapter 1, the story of creation. You notice how Moses told the story of creation. He said, and the Spirit of God was walking on the face of the deep. The Spirit of God was moving on the water. You're already having a picture of how it was on that time. And so it is a story that will make your video unforgettable. You can have expensive camera, you can have 3 million naira camera and laptop, you can use Premiere Pro, whatever software, CapCut, combine everything together. If your story is not compelling, if your story is not emotional, if your story is not appealing, nobody will ever remember your video. So your story is what drives whatever thing you are doing. If you don't have a good story, nobody is going to follow. What is storytelling? Storytelling is simple, using visuals, sound, and emotion to make people care. In the world today, if you notice, even down to the church, the pastors, when they are giving some stories, they make it more emotional because it is something that is emotional, it's something that you can actually feel. We as video editors, we are like storytellers. If we can tell our story emotionally, it will capture the people that are going to watch the video. If your video are not emotional, nobody's going to remember it. If your videos are not something that can make them either cry or smile or feel good or feel calm, then I don't know what kind of story you're telling. So storytelling is simple, using your visuals, which is your pictures, your whatever the case may be, your sound, wherever you are getting it from, and your emotions to make people care. If you as a video editor is not feeling the story already, then you can pass it to people that are going to watch it. Editing is not arranging of clips. I just want us to know that editing is not arranging of clips. People will just edit clips and they'll say, I want you to make um happy birthday video for my friend, and then they'll just give you the pictures of that friend, maybe 10 pictures, and then you just put it one after the other, one after the other on the timeline, and it will just be playing like that, like slideshow. That is not editing. If you have been doing editing like that, just go and probably go and sell your laptop because that's not editing. Editing is arranging emotions. You are arranging emotions. Even if you are giving 10 pictures of somebody to create happy birthday video for the person, you want to tell a story. The best way to arrange that kind of story, that kind of pictures, is to start from the early days. You are telling the story, how this person was when he was young, how this person was when he started school, how this person was when he was graduating, till the age the person is currently. It's not just you want to start this video of the happy birthday. You are starting from the way the person is now, and you're ending it with when the person was 3 years old. What story are you telling? So editing is arranging emotions when the person is smiling, when the person is laughing, and why was the person smiling? You tell the story. That is what storytelling is. And so, if you know you've not been doing storytelling before, probably you've just been arranging clips. So just have a rethink that from today, tell yourself, I am a storyteller. Why editors struggle with storytelling? Many editors focus on effects, they focus on speed, they focus on transitions, they focus on presets instead of focusing on emotions, on purpose, on audience, and on message. Um, like I for one, when I have a video editing job, when I get the job, I ask the client or the person that has the job, what story do you want to tell? How do you want people that watch the video, how do you want them to feel? Those are some of the questions I ask the person because um also know that you as an editor, when you're editing the video or the clip, you may edit it to suit you because you want to tell a story. But know that even if you are the owner of the story, there's a client, which is the person you are going to give the video to, that wants to push the video out. So everybody, it is that person that is telling the story. So to be on the safe side, there are times where even your client does not even know how to tell a story. But to avoid situations where you will edit and the person will say, go back, remove this sound, I don't like this sound, remove this one, I don't like this one, and then you'll be tired, you'll be confused. It is best to ask that client, what kind of story, what kind of song do you like? Do you have any song in mind that you have that you want me to use? And so even as you are editing maybe for weddings and stuff like that, you can ask the bride, what kind of song do you feel? Do you like? What kind of song? And then the bride can even tell you. And so from there you already know what kind of story she wants to tell and stuff like that. So it's not like maybe the bride is um an Igbo girl, an Igbo lady, and then the husband is also from Igbo. You go and carry a Yoruba song. What story are you telling? So most times editors struggle with effect. They focus on effect rather. They want to everything. A wedding is supposed to be emotional, something loving, cool. They want to put effect and look like it's an action film trailer. Everything bish 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 bish. It is not like that. You don't focus on effects. Sometimes they focus on speed. And the first speaker was talking something about speed. That when they are paying you hourly, it limits you because you want to be very fast, and then you lose out on so many things. So don't focus on speed. Don't focus on transition. Don't focus on preset. Focus on emotions. Focus on purpose. What is the purpose? Why am I editing this video? Focus on your audience. Who are your audience? If your audience, people that are going to watch it are older people, people that are not Gen Z, know that the effects you want to put will not work for them. They are not so big on effect. It is only Gen Zs that are big on effects. Focus on the message. What is the message? What are you driving at? An edit can be technically perfect and emotionally empty. An edit can be technically perfect. You can put everything, put all the transitions, all of them that you on CapCut.
Hello, can anyone hear me? I can't hear the speaker.
Uh, can you hear me?
The
Hear you.
speaker is loud and clear.
We
We
can
can
hear
hear you,
you.
sir.
We can hear you, sir.
We
Okay,
can hear you,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so an edit can be technically perfect. Like if you give it to another editor, you can say, you did well, you so good. This transition, I've seen it on Instagram. Oh, how did you do it? And he wants to learn that transition, but then emotionally empty. There's no message, nothing is driving home, stuff like that. So balance it. You can balance both of them. You can put good effect, good transition, and then also tell a story. Every story needs three things: needs the beginning, needs the middle, and needs the end. At the beginning, what is happening? Why should I care? Why should I watch it? That is the beginning. Capture the art, the attention of people that want to watch it. And then at the middle, there's conflict, there's challenge, there's journey. What is the conflict? What is the problem? What is the challenge? And then what is the journey you're taking us, the viewers, the journey you're taking us to? And then the end, the resolution, transformation, call to action. So every story, as a video editor, as a storyteller. So from now on, let me chip in this. From now on, I don't used to call people that work with me editors. I call them storytellers. So their names, I call them visual storytellers. At the beginning, there's something in the middle, which is the main story, the main journey, and at the end, what resolution? This is the call to action. After watching all of this, what should I do? If there's nothing, it's just like a preacher is preaching, opening all the Bibles, and at the end, nobody is saved, nobody is born again. That is it. Now, the main aim of what is not the main aim of we watching or of we listening to the pastor. So there needs to be a call to action. Social media, and especially we call it CTA, which is call to action. If one of these is missing, the audience disconnects. If there's no beginning, how do we get to the end? If there's no middle, if there's no message, then what is now the call to action? If there's no call to action, then why did I even start watching your video? So if any of this is missing, the audience, director, not just as an editor. As an editor, back then, yours is just want to get the videos and cut everything together, remove all the rubbish, remove all the stuttering, all the all the that's what an editor does. But as a director, you are directing the story. You are acting like as the cinematographer, you are acting as the colorist, you are acting as the director, you are even acting as the final user, which is the viewers. Because before touching your software, your Premiere Pro or your CapCut or your DaVinci Resolve or whatever software you are using, what is the story? Ask yourself, what is the story? Who are the audience? What emotions should they feel? What is the takeaway? Ask yourself all of these questions. What is the story? Who are the audience? Are they people like me? Are they older people? Ask yourself those questions. If you are editing a client, ask the client these questions so that you'll be able to use the right sound, use the right effects, use the right transition. For me, if you're editing for me, I don't need too much transitions. If have you seen people that uses only fade and cut? For me, if you use fade and cut, that's fine by me. In as much as I'm getting the message you're driving at. Not that you're putting too much effects, too much transition, and then everything is just clustered. You don't have to use color wheel. Your colors are not aligning. There's yellow, there's red. It's just like color riot. No. Who are your audience? What emotions should they feel? What is the takeaway? What is the call to action? The story lives in your head first. The timeline only records it. You, as a visual storyteller, you are the one that has the story first. Have that story before you can even put it on your timeline and then want to share with every other person. 5 questions every editor should ask. The checklist. Who is the hero? Who did they want? What's stopping them? How does it end? What should the audience feel? Who is the hero? Who is for every story there's an hero. There's like a main character. Who is the main character? You should ask yourself that question. Even if you are doing for a commercial, for recap, for your church, for a client, there's a main character. Even if it's for a product, that product is the main character. So who is the main character? What do they want? What is what does the character want? What does your client want? What's stopping them? What's stopping the viewers from reaching out? So those are some of the things you should ask. How does it end? How does your story end? And then finally, what should the audience feel? What should your audience feel? How should they feel? If you can't answer any of these, you probably don't know the story yet. So if you can't answer any of this, meaning you yourself, you don't know the story. So you need to ask yourself all of this so that you can know the story you are writing at. And then the editing philosophy that I normally do is you cut with purpose. And I know some people most people now cut to the song, to the soundtrack that they have. Don't ask what clip looks cool. Instead, ask what clip moves the story forward. It's not the clip that looks cool, maybe the one that has good color or something. No, there are times maybe if you are telling a story that has to do with before and then after. Your before can maybe be black and white, and then maybe you are the kind of editor that likes cool pictures or cool videos. You say, this is black and white, I don't need it, and then you delete it even before knowing the story. And when you delete it, you will now be looking for the story, looking for that clip. How do you go back to the client and tell the client, oh, there's a clip I need? It shows how incompetent you are. So before even deleting any clip, look at the story. Have a storyboard. Have like for me, before I even edit, I have a book, a diary that I draw down the story. This is the kind of clip I need. These are the kind of clips I need to download. These are the striking words that the main character has spoken. This is the call to action. These are the clips that I put. These are things that will make whosoever that will watch it stay glued, be emotional to it, the story, to the video that they are watching. Every cut should either reveal information or increase tension. Each cut should either build emotion or create curiosity. Not just cut and then if you watch some Nigerian movies, all those Nigerian movies like that in Asaba, all those kind of interior villages. Sometimes they will stay on a particular shot, a particular scene. The person will just be walking. Why did they have to use this shot? Is it because they just want the video to be like 1 hour or what? So whatever you're using, whatever you are using, is it revealing information? Is it increasing tension? What's the soundtrack you're using? The whoosh, the hit, the sound, the bomb, the bish, whatever sound you're using. What kind of tension do you want to create? Are you building emotion? Are you creating curiosity? Do you want the people to stay glued? And then the next call will now be, oh, this is why they use. Now, and then if all of these are not the reason, otherwise, just cut it off. So at the back of your mind, always remember that you are cutting with purpose. Emotions is everything. Emotion is the core ingredient of storytelling. Emotion. Always remember that emotion. Great editors edit emotions. Either the story they're telling, they want people to be happy, hopeful, sad, excited, curious, inspired. The audience remembers feeling longer than visuals. The audience remembers feeling longer than visuals. Sound design. Use music intentionally. Music tells the audience how to feel, when to feel, how much to feel. Don't choose don't just choose trending music. Choose emotional music. Maybe you want to edit something and then you just run to TikTok and say what is the current song and then you go and put current song on wedding videos. You you will refund money. So don't just choose trending music. Go for emotional music. Go for emotional. If the person is talking softly, why not go for soft music? If the person is talking joyfully happy, why not go for joyful music, cheerful songs? If it's kind of maybe very, why not go for soulful, sad song? Use music intentionally. Silence is also an edit. This is one of the two that we overlook. I'm sorry, I'm taking time now. I'm trying to round up. The overlook too. Silence is also an edit. There are times when I would think, what kind of what effect should I put? What transition should I use? What is it for? What is it fade? I'm thinking, I'll just say, no, let me not do anything. Let's just go by itself. And when I do it, it will just go by itself. And so sometimes the best thing you do is nothing. Let the moment land. Just let it land. Sometimes silence, pause, breathing room is the best thing you can do. Is an edit. And then how then do you grow as a visual storyteller? Do you just remain with what you learned at the beginning? No. Storytellers learn outside editing. You read books. Hopefully by before the end of this year, I'm already writing a book from passion to professional. It's a book about how I entered into video editing out of passion, just doing it for passion, and then from the journey from being passionate about video editing, about media, becoming professional. The journey of how you just be doing it and then you found joy in doing it, how you were neglected at some point, and then how you took it upon it as a profession, and then the secret of pricing, secret, so many things are in the book. So books like that, read books, watch documentaries. Like in my laptop, more than half of my space on my laptop are just videos on commercials because I'm going into commercials. I'm directing commercials, um, directing recaps, directing videos for brands. So more than half of my laptop are full of videos of documentaries because this is something that I want to recreate. This person has gone beyond this. I want to recreate this, like documentaries, trailers, videos, analyze movies. This movie just came out. Analyze it. How did they do this transition? How did they do this masking? How did they do this? How did they do this color grading? Analyze videos. Observe conversations. Why not follow YouTube channels? Follow TikTok uh, accounts that talks about editing, talks about videos, storytelling, talks about color grading, talks about cutting, transitions, preset, effect, as the case may be. Study advertisements. Study advertisement. There's InDrive advertisement that is coming out, raining, that is out now. There's Bamboo ad that is raining now. There's this World Cup ad that is raining now. Watch them. Great editors become students of people. Great editors become students of people. And then try it yourself. Practical exercise. Watch a video with no sound. Answer yourself. What is the story? What emotion do you feel? Mute and watch another video. If you cannot understand it, then the storytelling is weak. Watch video with no sound and see if you can be able to have the story behind the video. If you cannot get the story without the video, without audio, then the storytelling is weak. Because there are some videos you do for the dumb, for the deaf, people that cannot hear. So if you're as an editor, you are editing video for people that cannot hear. So does it mean that you cannot work with sound? So try it. Mute the audio and then watch the video with no sound. If there's no message, then you have to go and rethink. So to personal practice my editing workflow, most times I personally ask, why am I editing this? Who is watching? Who should they remember tomorrow? What should they feel at the end? I've said this before. So ask these questions even before you start editing. Then I begin my editing. Clarity before cracks. Understand before you start editing. Ask all of these questions before you edit. Editing is not just about the software. Editing is about people because people remember stories, not timeline. Nobody's going to remember audio layers or the number of video layers you have on your timeline on your software. Everybody is going to remember your editing. Everybody's going to remember your story. They're going to remember how you did this story. So nobody's going to remember what software did you use. So most times focus on the story you are telling. The best editors don't simply cut videos, they shape experience. Always remember this. The best editors, they don't cut videos, they shape experience. With this, I come to the end of my class today and I say, thank you for joining. Just put all of this into practice. And remember, times when you are lost with in thoughts and don't know what story should you tell, what how should your audience feel. There's a great editor, which is God. He edited everybody. When there was nothing in Genesis chapter 1, he said, "Let there be light." Is the greatest, he was, he is, and he will ever be the greatest editor. Ask him for guidance, ask him for inspiration. The same way he edited everybody, there's nobody that will ever look like you. You are the last version of yourself. He edited you to that kind of person you are today. So whenever you are stuck, there's no plan, there's no inspiration, ask him. He will definitely give it to you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate this. There is no best editor than you. You are the best. God has created. God is the best editor. I'm just hearing that, and that is very wonderful to hear. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Thank you so much, sir. I'm going to allow few people to ask questions. I think Daddy John is coming back. He's joining the call now to ask questions to our speakers based on what they have talked tonight. A lot has been shared tonight. I can really, really tell you, right from the offset, from the program, the opening of the program, a lot has been shared that we need to take back home and start working with, that will shaping our lives, shaping our career, and take us to the next level. I believe me, for me, I'm moving to the next level. With this, I have got now my editing career techniques are going to get new touches. So I don't know about you. So if you have question, may I see your hands up? You can indicate with the icon reaction there. If you have question, let me see your hands up. A lot of people have left this call because of network. If you still have question, let me see your hands up. Only one person. Okay, your questions are unmute and ask your question. Thank
All right, thank you so much. I really enjoyed the class today. This is awesome. I've learned so many things, and I pray I will make use of them. There is something, as an editor, if someone want to give you a job to edit some videos, we mostly use WhatsApp. And when you use WhatsApp, the quality of the video might be reduced. What's the best means to send you a clip for you to edit for them?
Okay.
That if Mr. John could help us or any other person
All right,
tell us something on that.
Bro Sam, I think you should answer that question, sir. Over to you.
Okay.
Sam, Bro Sam, if you are there on the call, you can attend to the question. Hello, Bro Sam, are you on the call? Okay, start your plus. You can answer the question, sir. Hello, Satiophilus. Satiophilus, if you're on the call, you can answer the question. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what I would recommend is you can use Google Drive. You can use Google Drive to send and receive files, especially if it's large files. So by default, your Google Drive has 15 gig storage. So you can create a folder in your drive and make it open to everybody, specifically to the person, your client, and you send the link to your client, and then the client can upload the video in the Google Drive, and then you can also receive. You can use Dropbox. You can also use WeTransfer. There's a website called WeTransfer.com. You can also use it to send and receive file. Yeah, that's what small ways you can send and receive files. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, sir, for that um answer. Any other question from anybody? Any other
Okay.
question?
One other thing I would have asked is this. Nobody talked about how we should price our job to make sure that our client do not get angry or leave us. Do we have any specific price to tell customers or clients?
I think Brosam should answer that. Brosam should answer that, please. Thank you. Brosam, you can take over now. Answer that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. When it comes to price range is price range is very technical. The reason why I say technical is because number one, you need to know the kind of project you want to do for the clients and what it will take for you to get that project done. But first of all, your strength as an editor, because the way I might charge for either a short-form video, of course, of the techniques I use in editing, that's based on my own skill. Another person cannot charge that same money. It to be kind of conflicting because the kind of work you put into the video you want to do is different from other person's work and all. And what you need to also create that content, it can be that you're working on, let's say, a short ad, and you're going to do the script yourself, you're going to do the voiceover yourself, you're going to generate the footage yourself, you're also going to look into that as well. So, and that will also determine how you're going to write out your cost rating, because for each content you're going to create, you have different cost rates. That's if you're charging per hour is different, if you're charging per project is different, if you're charging per let's say, just depend on how you're charging, right? There's no like for this video, charge 30,000. For this video, charge 10,000. I can't really just tell you that. You need to look at okay, what does it take to create this content? That would determine how much you're going to charge and all. But on a fair price, it will depend. Let's say you're making, let me say, for instance, now, depend on everybody's different. So if you are working on a 1 minute, let's say 1 minute promo video, you can charge 100K. That's depending on what you're doing now, because I charge 100K. So, like I said, you can't just charge the same amount I'm charging my video. You take depending, okay, what kind of experience are you putting into that video? What and what are you asking or demanding from them to create that content? What are you giving them in return? Those are things that will affect the cost you're going to charge for the video. Like sometimes if you just search online, okay, I just ask you're trying to create a content, and these are the deliverables, these are the expected result and all. You can see some generated cost you can look out for. You can be asked, okay, based on this experience that you have as intermediate rather, you can charge 50K for this video. Based on this experience, you can charge 40K for this video. So it varies. And also, some clients you are dealing with, let's say you are working online. Now, this one is not that they're asking you how much you want. It can be that on an online platform, you have already posted the amounts there, or the clients have already put which amounts they are paying for this project. Now, those are fixed term costs for those projects to get. This one you're asking for now is just what you want to just ask your clients to pay you. So I think this is just on a different level. So on a personal level, I can give you a further advice, but I can't just tell you this is how much you charge for this or this is how much you charge for this.
All right, thank you. That was
Thank you,
so
sir.
good. That was thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, is there any other question from anybody? If you have question, can you ask your question now? If you have question, we can take one more question before we call it a night. Please, Also our speakers, these people that have spoken to you, like I said when we started, if you remember very well, they are professional in their career. This is what they do for a living. They don't have any other thing they do. This is their own. This is their field. And it will be very nice we connect with these people. And after the meeting, I'm going to be sharing their social media handles on this platform. I will share my screen so you can follow them and get updates from them. Even though that they are going to also mentor, they will have to mentor you and also help you to come up to the height where they have come up to. But also, we need to know where they started, how they do things, and where they are moving to. And we follow, and as we follow, we get to the same destination where they are going to. Thank you so much. So, if there's any other question, you can unmute and ask your question. This is the best time to ask your question now. If you have a question, you have something you want to be cleared up, you have something that is bothering you in your career, editing, you have something that you think that you need help and advice, you can, you have the floor now. You can ask your question. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for, thank you our honorable teachers for the class. Please, can the teacher that took us on navigating the modern editing landscape, please, can you talk on it more, like elaborate on it a bit more?
Come again, sir. Christopher, can you come again?
Okay. The navigating the modern editing landscape. The teacher that took us on it, please,
Navigating.
can he? Yes, navigating the modern editing landscape. Can he talk on it again, please? Like, go
I
back.
think that is Bro John. I think that is Bro John, and he's not even here.
Okay.
Network is
Is the
disturbing Bro
class being
John.
recorded, sir?
Yes, it is.
Uh,
It's It's on YouTube. It's live on YouTube.
Okay, sir.
We are
Okay,
live.
sir. It's just that all they said, I didn't to digest all of it, so I will still need to like go back to it.
There's no problem. So, is
Okay.
there any other question you have?
No, no. For now, no. No.
All right. Thank you. So, is there any other question from the house? Any other question? Whether it's part of what they have taught you tonight or any question that is related to editing, something they didn't talk about. Is there any question? Can we say we have gotten everything they said? Can we say our editing career is going to take a new shift after tonight? Can we say from this night we are going to start making research on how to start using our skills in today's world? All right. Since there's no question, I'm already sharing my screen, so I'm going to share again. So I'm going to open the social media handles for the speakers. Please give me just a little time. So I'm going to open the social media handle for the speakers so that we can actually. Okay, somebody said I should type it out. I think that's the best. So I'm going to paste it here. So I'm pasting it now. This is for Sir Theophilus, the person who just spoke last now. This is his social media handle. So I'm putting it on the chat so that we can go ahead and check for ourselves. So this is for Theophilus, and then I'm pasting the one for Samuel. The Samuel. Pasting the one for Samuel here. Pasting the one for Samuel here. Okay. The one for Brother Samuel. This is Samuel's own. This is Samuel's own single visuals, and then you have Theophilus on there too. I think that is all. Instagram for Samuel. I think that's my Instagram. So please let's follow them. It's good that you follow the person that knows the way, and that is what um Samuel said. You follow people who knows the way. You don't just stay like that. Don't You are just editing for yourself. You're not following anybody. You don't have a mentor. You don't have anybody you're looking up to. You don't have somebody that you can say, I'm following the steps of this person. I'm looking at what this person is doing. Because when you don't have people who direct you, you will just fall out of the line. You just fall out of place. You are not there. You're just you're just doing it on your own. But when you have circle of people who are always there for you, you will always make a difference. So you have to you have to you have to try to follow these people because you have already seen what they are capable of, and you know what they can do. You have to follow them and then learn from them. And as you apply the same thing they use to your own work, the same success they have, that is what you will have. I really appreciate everyone tonight that have been on board, right from the first speaker to the last speaker. I really, really appreciate you. And I celebrate you because you have gotten what thousands of editors out there has not gotten. You have gotten inspiration, you have gotten words of wisdom, you have gotten words of direction that so many editors have not gotten, and which have made you a different editor, and which have made you a power editor. You have been empowered tonight. And please, I want to encourage you. Don't just go back home and then go and continue doing the same thing you are doing. You don't do anything with your editing career. Start using your skill now. Start using your editing skills now. Start doing something. Start reaching out. You can start small things. You have had them tonight. You can do something with with the small system you have, with the unable system you have. You can start doing something. You can start reaching out to the world. You can start building your career gradually with one person, with two persons, with three persons. Before you know it, you have become, you have built a mighty nation. You have had a lot of people following you just by starting. You have to take the step. Stop procrastinating. Stop extending words. Stop saying tomorrow, let me try tomorrow. I don't have this, I don't have that. No, the time is now. You have had them, and I believe things are going to change as you go back your as you go back to your offices, to your place of work. You are going to bring this skill into activity. You are going to make it to become active in your daily life, in your career, and you are going to use it to make profit. I thank you so much for attending this summit. And please, I want to let you know that the summit is recorded, is live on YouTube. We have also the recorded version here on Zoom. So, anyone you need can be sent to you so that you can take your time and listen to it over and over again. Suck from this knowledge and then reach out to your world. I believe from this day, you are going to make impact with your skill. With this skill, you are going to travel abroad. With this skill, you are going to go places. Just obey and abide by the rules given to you. And then the sky is just your starting point. Thank you so much. And with this, we are going to call it a night, and God bless you. Thank you. Editors Empower 2026 was a very huge success, and we thank the Almighty God for that. Thank you, and God bless you. Good night. And also want to appreciate our speakers, please. They have really, really done a very great work. Thank you, Bro Samuel. Thank you, Satiopilos. Thank you, Bro John. God bless you and God increase you in your career. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone, and God bless you.